general audience, I have a curiosity to know about the film, like, because we have saw a little teaser and a promotional song kind of video, little one. So it gives me a feeling like 300. Why? Because I've seen one or two special properties and one background and a lot of fears, obviously, NTR. And so I want to know more. So who's going to start?
So I think it'll be better if Shiva starts, because he's the one behind this idea.
It's the most ambitious film I have ever made. Ambitious in the sense, not in the terms of scale, but in the idea itself. So generally, see, from the inception of commercial cinema, fear is always portrayed as a negative emotion. But sometimes I felt that, even fear is very precious. So everyone need to have fear. So, and generally, a hero will be the courage in a commercial cinema to everyone, to a group of people. But I wanted him to be the fear. The men in this world don't understand reason. They understand only fear. So I thought he should be the fear in the film. So with this backdrop, obviously, we'll have that kind of visuals, swords. So that's how the film is being conceived. So you might have felt that, because it's a different world, obviously you'll feel like 300 or Lord of the Rings.
So for me, that was the main idea, which when Shiva narrated, see, in commercial mainstream film, you've always had a protagonist coming in rescue for people to give them a lot of courage to move forward. But here it's a very different take. The hero is actually, the protagonist is actually standing against people when there's a lot of courage. So sometimes too much of courage is also bad. So it needs to be a balance.
Oh, that you're saying it out in the film.
Yeah.
That's the idea. Pack the film with. I mean, see, sometimes a narration like this can become very preachy. It can become very preachy, but Shiva, with the strength he has on commercial movie, on this genre, I think he's packed up with a lot of action. Okay. So it is Devara is an action drama. Fear being the main platform on which the whole movie is built up. So it's a very new world which we've created. Mentioned when the movie started, it's the forgotten coastal regions of India. So we've geographically placed it in a very mythical world.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very fictitious world, obviously. But it looks very close to us. It's like a world we've seen before, but it's again something which we haven't visualized before. The characters, the behavioral patterns, the emotions, the drama. It's extremely high on drama and action. So I would probably say that Devara is a action drama.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If you're playing around fear, then फिर मौका ही मिल गया ना पूरा मार काटने के लिए दोस्त. Then it will be great. I mean, I recently visited South Goa. So there's one part in South Goa. So one manager came out of the blue and he told about the action episodes how you shot, about the teaser especially. The crescent moon becomes a full moon with that. So should we talk about the action more, since you said like it's completely laced with action and drama?
I mean, I think Saif sir has also been a part of some phenomenal action sequences we've done for this movie.
They shot some incredibly large and violent sequences, and it was great fun doing the action. It's also really raw. There were some huge pelwans from, because a lot of the action is about the fights between the heads of 4 different villages that fight for the ancestral weapons, and it's kind of, the sequences I shot involved, a blood sacrifice to the gods and prayer, and so it was kind of mythologically rooted as well, and then really, physically demanding kind of stuff, and great action sequence. We shot a fight for about 10 days. 10 nights.
And we still didn't get done with it.
The teaser fight?
Is it in the teaser?
Yeah.
I think it's a highlight.
I think it's when you see Saif sir's glimpse.
Yeah. Part of the glimpse.
A part of the glimpse has got that action in it. But
That running bit?
The running bit is also there. That was shot in.
But the mixture of
forest.
shooting live in the Goan forest, some amazing locations you found, and patching that up with studio, you can't even see technically how it's done. Really well pulled off.
Would you rate this as one of your physically most enduring movies you've been a part
Yeah, I
of?
think it's been one of the most demanding films for sure. And as
There's a heap of weapons stuck to one mountain kind of
Yeah.
thing. The special shot on that. So, is it too much of a reveal if you talk about that?
No, I mean it's not a big reveal, but
Okay.
there's a lot which we've placed a lot of the story on that as well. There's no deity worship, so there is no belief in God as such. So what they believe is in
Steel,
the ancestorial steel.
like Conan. Yeah. They believe in
Set in which century this is?
this. Have you said what time it is? No, in
80s and 90s.
80s and 90s.
This is set in
Okay.
I mean like a little bit of the early 80s and the early 90s or the late 90s.
Okay.
So it's an 80s and 90s.
But a very remote place.
But a very remote
Yeah.
place where, I mean, I see there are a lot of villages still, especially in South India also, I think it's there in North as well, that they don't worship a god as such. So there are, in Telugu we call them Grama Devatalu.
Yeah.
In Hindi,
Gram Devata.
Gram Devata.
Yeah.
So it's like that. So
Yeah.
they worship their ancestorial weapons.
Yeah.
So there is no deity worship as such. So for them, that weapons are the most precious.
Okay.
I mean, and they're ready to go to any extent for those weapons.
But whatever the ritual, you understand that it's a ritual. You're bowing to something. So who you're praying to and all, I mean, it comes through that it is about prayer.
Yes.
And like a kind of tribal group, people will connect emotionally to everything that they're going through because the basic drive is the same, whether it's greed or it's power or whether it's wanting to be the strongest or to control it. In that sense, to give an example of another film, even a film like Apocalypto,
Yes.
sounded like an alien setup, but then when you saw it, it's just like looking at people next door also.
Yeah, exactly. Just
So connection is there.
rooted, yeah.
But it's a very interesting visual. The costumes that we wore,
Yeah.
the clothes were really basic, and it's almost like tribal pirates, in a way.
Exactly.
This movie. So it's got its own universe, which is always nice. The kind of visual palette and your production design, Sabu sir, and you really presented something that looks stylish and watchable in terms of visually, and at the same time emotionally, it's got the strongest score ever because it's about all these basic
Yes.
emotions like fear and power and revenge. And,
Yeah, I think today audiences, they're liking when you actually take them into a very fictitious
new
world.
cinema. So the theaters, right?
Yeah,
The
so-
lights go out. And
And then you're in that
new
world and you don't want to come out. So it's, I think it's like, if you actually relate to Batman, Gotham is nothing but downtown Chicago, or it's Chicago.
Yeah.
But it's Gotham.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of a world play that is happening today in Indian cinema as well.
Yeah.
If you look at movies like Bahubali, or you look at movies like Kalki, and in a way, even if you look at Animal, so though there are characters which are around us, but after a point of time in that film, you're just with Ranvijay. You're just in his family. You're sitting in that room in his house. So you just alienate people away from the present atmosphere and just take them into this fictitious world.
Yeah.
So I think that's 15 minutes into Devara.
Yeah.
You will be stuck in that world and you're going nowhere. You'll be there. You'll be in that world we've created.
Usually what happens in India, whenever we make a period film, some factor will jitter out. इसमें बहुत seamlessly जा रहा है सब कुछ. Costume, your special arms, background, nothing is popping out. That is, I really liked when I saw the first teaser and आपका भी जो teaser आया था. Nothing was popping out. I felt like everything was well balanced. The cinematography and production
They
design.
kept it quite basic, in the sense that if it's on the beach or the kind of village they live in, it was you could maintain a look without risking that this car or something can stand out.
See, it's all about the character. See, they don't look very alien.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Janhvi, it's your first Telugu film?
Yes,
Sir, आपका भी first Telugu
And
film है?
mine, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it your first?
it is my first, yes.
So